So the first topic I'm going to talk about is that Marvel Studios is in talks to bring the Russo Bros back to direct the next two Avengers movies. This is great news if they actually get them back, if the talks work out, because obviously they directed four MCU movies and they were all great. I mean, I loved Winter Soldier, I loved Civil War, I loved Infinity War, I loved Avengers Endgame. So the four for four when it comes to Marvel right now. I totally understand why they would bring them back if they end up getting the directors back because they did do four big hits. And also the MCU, I do think they're in a phase right now where they definitely need to make sure the Avengers movies are really good. Like you need to get them right. Like the Avengers movies are pretty much like the big movies in a franchise. Like you have all these other solo movies with all these other characters, Thor, Iron Man, Cap, Guardians, but the Avengers movies really are like the Super Bowl. So I definitely understand if the talks work out that they need to bring a director who has experience, and also the Russo brothers, they could use a hit because a lot of movies lately just haven't been all that great. I mean, Cherry I thought was okay, but it's kind of forgettable movie. Gray Man I thought was okay, but they really haven't like directed like any great movies lately. So I think they could use a hit to be honest. But I think this would be great news if they get the Russo brothers back. The next topic I want to talk about is the trailer came out for Hellboy The Crooked Man, which is coming out this year, but I don't think there's been a date set for this movie, but it just says it's coming out in 2024 from what I looked up online. Now, let me say this. I'm a big Hellboy fan. When it comes to the Guillermo movies, I never really read the comics, but I'm a big fan of those movies, and it sucks that we're never going to get a Hellboy 3. And when it came to the Hellboy reboot, I think it was 2019, but the one with David Harbour, I thought that movie was terrible. And I don't think David Harbour was really the problem with that movie. That movie, from what I heard, had like a messy production, and it just, to me, I thought it was bad. And I don't know the comic, the Crooked Man this Hellboy movie is based off of. But when we start with the one positive about this trailer is that I do like the horror vibe, and it definitely feels more like a horror movie than the previous Hellboy movies. But this trailer I think is horrible. This Hellboy Cookie Man trailer literally looks like a fan made trailer. It's like one of those fan made movies where a big fan of Hellboy made a trailer for this, and it just looks very cheaply low budget. And like I think I read somewhere online, this movie does have a low budget, but there's been plenty of movies where I've seen a trailer for that have low budgets that look like this is a real movie. This Hellboy movie, literally, like I said, it looks like a fan made movie. It doesn't look like a studio made this movie because you can have a movie have a low budget, a studio made, and still make it look like it's a movie that would be put in theaters. This looks like literally a fan made this Hellboy movie based on this trailer. And look, it's just a trailer. The movie could end up being really great. I can end up hating the movie. What I end up liking the movie. So it could end up being a great movie. But I thought this was a really bad first trailer, and I just don't see a lot of people really being excited for this movie. And it might have been a little too soon to do a new Hellboy reboot. And I won't even say this. As much as I love the Guillermo del Toro Hellboy movies, the first two, those movies didn't really make a lot of money, though. I mean, there was no Hellboy Juan Perlman movie made in the 80 or 90 area, and the Hellboy Going Army made at like 180. So the Hellboy movies don't really, even the ones that I love, the Juan Perlman ones that people love, the reason they didn't do a Hellboy 3 with those movies is because Guillermo del Toro wanted a bigger budget, and those movies just don't tend to make a lot of money. Like he's a popular comic book character, but I don't know if but it doesn't seem like when it comes to the general audience that people will seem to be showing up for Hellboy movies. So, and just overall, when it comes to Astral Trail, I just think this is a bad trail. Like, to me, I think you just like already got people not excited for this movie because it literally looks like a fan made movie. This looks like I said, a fan made this movie. This does not look like a movie that like a studio will make and put in theaters. But I'm hoping I'll probably end up seeing it this year, and hopefully maybe it will surprise me. But when it comes to Astral Trail, I think this is a pretty bad first trailer. The next thing I want to talk about is the Captain America trailer for Brave New World. So I think that's what it's called. I know it had a different title, so I can't remember if that was the old title or new title. But I think when it comes to Captain America 4, this trailer for Captain America 4, I thought this was a great trailer. And I know this movie's been rumored to like this movie's been rumored was bought this balloon. It's went through multiple reshoots, and obviously the MCU, is in a phase right now where they gotta have some hits on their hands because they've definitely, when it comes to the movie side, even the TV show side, they've been very hit or miss. The quality hasn't been there like it was before. But I think this trailer does a. I think this is a great trailer. I think this trailer does what exactly a first trailer should do: is get you excited. And yeah, do I make a stones about the fact it's went through multiple reshoots and rumors of the budget ballooning? I know there's been other articles online that said that's not true. So whether that's true or not when it comes to the budget, who knows? But I think when it comes to judging this trailer, the first trailer for this movie, does it get me excited for the movie? It did its job. I am excited by the idea of seeing Falcon as Captain America because I do love the character Falcon from the MCU. And even though I didn't love the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, I didn't enjoy it, but didn't love it. I do think the character Falcon is a great character. And I do like the idea of having a Captain America that's like human, where he doesn't have the super strength like Steve Rogers. He's not a super soldier. So I do think that creates some interesting storylines of a character who's not superhuman. Like how it's more challenging for the Falcon because he doesn't have powers. He's not a super soldier like Cap. So I do think that's really interesting there. I also do think the idea of having Falcon, like this character who doesn't have any powers, like I said, I think that's just really interesting to see somebody like that. And also, I do think in the show they did show how different he was from Steve Rogers, where he was like, you see him when you first meet him Winter Soldier, he's a counselor for soldiers. So I do think they do show him to you how different he is from Steve Rogers. That I don't feel like he's just like I like the idea he doesn't come off like he's trying to be like Steve Rogers. Like I love the line trail where General Ross is like, Steve Rogers, and he goes like, like I'm it's like him saying I am not Steve Rogers. I think the accent was great. It definitely catches that Winter Soldier vibe with the espionage thriller, which I love. I always love when they went to that vibe in the Captain America movies when coming to Winter Soldier. Even Civil War had like a political theme to it. So I like the vibe of the trailer. I think the Red Hawk looks really cool at the end when you see the shot of it at the end of the character. I think Harrison Ford is gonna be a great General Ross. Like to me, when I watch the trailer, I'm like, that looks like great casting. I love the little meta thing about him saying losing the mustache and how Anthony Mackie's Falcon saying like you look, it's getting used to how you look now because obviously the past actor passed away and they had to put in a new actor. And I think Harrison Ford is going to be great. And overall, I think this was a great trailer for a great accent. I like the vibe, I like the serious tone of the trailer, and it being kind of the vibe of Winter Soldier. So overall, I think this is a great first trailer and it's did its job. So I am really excited for this movie personally. The next topic I'm going to talk about is that Shrek 5 is in the works. Was if you watch the latest Puss in Boots movies, this isn't surprising. The last Puss in Boots movie, The Last Wish, left off the ending left off where he was saying he's gonna go see some friends of his in Far, Far Away Kingdom. So you knew that kind of was setting up like a new Shrek movie. And Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, I highly recommend you go check it out because that was a great anime movie. And I'm somebody that is a big fan of the franchise. Like I love the first two Shrek movies, with Shrek 2 being my favorite. Like those first two are some of my favorite anime movies. Shrek the third I wasn't a fan of. I think that was terrible. And Shrek Forever After I enjoyed. It was an improvement over 3, but still not as good as the first two. So I would definitely be down to see a Shrek 5. I know Eddie Murphy also talked about them doing a Donkey spinoff. Like when he did the Eddie Beverly Hills Cop 4, so it sounds like we're going to get a Donkey spinoff too, apparently. Which, you know, I'm like 50-50 on that because I love the character of Donkey, but I don't know if he's a strong enough character to hold his own movie. But I definitely would be completely on board to see a Shrek 5. Like, I definitely want to see more stories in the franchise, and this is exciting news. Like I said, I'm a big Shrek fan, so I'm looking forward to Shrek 5. The next topic is the first trailer for Gladiator 2 came out. And let me say this, I love the original Gladiator. I think overall this is a very good trailer. But the one thing that stops it from being great is the music choice in this trailer. Like, There are times when I watch trailers like Logan where I go like, okay, you picked the white song. Even the trailer for Mass Teen where you had the white song in that trailer. But then there's other times like this. Well, I remember when Star Trek Beyond, you had the was it the Beastie Boys song in the first trailer? I was like, that felt so out of place. Is how I felt about the song in this trailer for Gladiator 2. I was like, Gladiator 2 is like a pure piece movie, and you have this rap type song playing background. Like, this just takes me out of the trailer. This just felt like a poor trail, like poor song to put in a trailer. Like the trailer, I thought was great. Like I love what I'm seeing story wise. Aston looks really good. I'm not familiar with the lead actor in the movie though when it comes to the lead character. So, but the cast looks great. I love the vibe of the trailer. I love the idea of the story they're going with Kylie too. But the song choice in this trailer I thought was just so off. It just felt so out of place. And I really hope with the next trailer they listen to the criticism of the show with the song choice and just don't put the song in the next trailer. Like pick a better song, or just don't put a song in the trailer then. Because I notice that sometimes with studios, like especially with peer piece movies, they'll put a song in the trailer and you go like that just feels so out of place. So that was the only negative I have about this Guy 2 trailer is just take the song out of it. This would be a great trailer, but with the song, it's just to me, it's a very good trailer. Where I'm loving what I'm seeing story wise. Action looks good, but it's just the song choice was definitely not the right choice for the show for Guy 2. But can't wait for this movie. The last topic I want to talk about is that 24 movie is in development. Now, I never watched 24 TV show, so I'm not going to really have much to say on this because, like I said, I never watched the show, and this news doesn't really personally excite me. But I figure I'll put that in as a topic because I know there's a lot of people out there who love the 24 show, and I'm definitely excited for people who do love that show. Obviously the 24 fans are going to be hyped up for this movie, but for me personally, yeah, I have really no interest in this movie because I just haven't seen the show, and I like when it comes to TV shows for me, I don't watch enough TV shows, and it looks like a show I could be into, but I'm probably never gonna end up watching the show. So the news of a 24 movie doesn't really excite me personally. So that's all the movie news today. Until next time, movie fans.